All right. This is gonna be a short one, man. This is pathetic. Bulls lose 111-123. Um, Zach had 27. Vooch had like 21. I think Kobe had 14, and I think Giddey had like 11. Paul had 6 points. Zoe had 5 points. Io had 8. I'm not going to get into the rest. It's really not worth the mention. Look, I knew this team was going to be bad on defense. I knew coming into this game that they were going to get killed on the perimeter. And there's some other things there too. You know, I'm trying to separate the thought from what I thought about the Pelicans versus the team itself. Oh God. Let's start at defense. I think I've seen the worst zone I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't know how you play a zone that has that many gaps in it. And shout out to Stacey King. He pointed this out too. Io was guarding Brandon Ingram, and instead of feeding him into the direction of Giddey for help, he allowed Brandon Ingram to reverse and basically get a free line shot at the rim. And yeah, that was pathetic. Then you got several plays after that. Maybe not several plays, but it was several successional plays. B.I.'s just high pick and roll, gets past his man, pull up for the 3. Okay. And in the middle, if you like, I don't know if you watched the game, but if you were like me, I sat there, looked, I was like, there is so much space in the defense. But before B.I. even did that, I was like, you know what? I would just go pull the defender out and just pick and roll and just take your shot. Because nobody is going to step up to him and stop him. He's a complete mismatch. And he was just too good. And the Bulls were just not. And for your defense, you went to that defense because you couldn't guard anything, and they still tore you a new asshole. It was, that is some of the worst defense I think I've ever had to sit through. Don't get me started on turnovers. The Chicago Chefs specializing in turnovers because every time, like, I'm going to be honest, it was a competitive game. The first quarter, second quarter. Third quarter, they got outscored by, I think, 11 points. If I'm not mistaken, Pelicans got 36, Bulls got 25. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong about that, but that was just the third quarter. It was turnover after turnover after turnover. Just Paul dribbling the ball into the, like, just, I guess he thought he had a friendly Casper, a friendly teammate there. I guess he just let the ball go, and it was picked up and ran back. Like, Zach attacked, bounce off his foot to the defender. Like, I ran with the ball. I tried jumping past. Like, just stupidity, man. The literal, like, that was terrible to watch. Like, I have no words for like, this was just pathetic. This was a waste of time. I'm so glad I illegally streamed it. I'm glad I didn't pay money for this because this would have been a goddamn waste of money. Now, let's talk about the offense. What little offense you could talk about. It seemed like on average they were getting the ball up at least to half court about 22 seconds. So, like, within 2 seconds, they had the ball there. But the offense was so unorganized. Like, it was weird. It was like they can't get into the paint for a shot, but they get into the paint to jump around the rim and pass the ball to another teammate. Weirdest thing I ever saw. We're going to go run at the rim, jump, behind the rim, baseline, and we're just going to pass it midair to the next teammate instead of like trying to get a good play in. And it was just like, Zach bailed him out in the first half. He was cooking. He was efficient. Second half, I've seen rocks with better IQ. That's all I'm gonna say. The guy who was supposed to get into the paint, Giddey, was getting into the paint and not doing enough. By the way, we just need to go ahead and call New Orleans the SWAT team camps because they were swatting everything. Like, they were just swatting everything. Like, it didn't matter. Like, it was, like, if you watch that game, New Orleans literally looked like they just stopped giving a fuck and was just running a freestyle. It's just like, ha ha ha, okay, watch this. The entire game. Like, especially the second half. They just did not give a fuck. And it's like, which is better. And you can't argue with the results. Like, my thought process was they have enough 3-point shooting on that team and in key positions where we can't guard that we were going to get cooked on the perimeter. Well, we did get cooked on the perimeter. But we didn't just get cooked on the perimeter. We got outscored in every facet of the game. We're the fast break team, but we couldn't even get 20 fast break points, but they got 29? Funny. But I expected them to get at least killed from 3. Getting killed in the paint, too. I mean, I expected that, too, but not to that degree. I just expected us to get outshot, to be honest. But that was pathetic. Now, what you've all been waiting for. Let's get on this Zoe agenda real quick. First off, I'm not going to dig too much into his stats. The guy only took 4 shots. He was 1 of 3 from 3, and then he made his one other shot attempt, which I didn't get to see because my streaming service that I was using illegally did not allow me to see that because it had a glitch, so I missed that shot. I don't know whether it was a layup or mid-range, but he got the shot, and that's all that matters. Agenda time. Look. Zach LaVine's Zoe minutes look good. They need to stay on the court together. And not just that, he's the best point of attack defender on the team. But, like, dude, if you watch that game, he made Zach LaVine he made Zach LaVine and Vooch look competent on defense. I swear to God, I could not believe it. He literally slowed down the offense of the Pelicans just by playing defense at the point of attack. And it was enough to take the pressure off of everybody else to just play okay. Oh my God, man. Like, that was just, like, yes, the alley-oop. He got the alley-oop to Zach LaVine. And I got crunk just like everybody else. I was hyped for that. Got it. But the defense, man. It's the defense. That was the value. That was the value. And check this out. Like, if you're in the group chat, you saw it. There was a bunch of people like literally saying, look, we got to let Zoe play over Giddey. Got to play. Zoe got to play 30 minutes. Like, I get it. It's not going to happen. He only played like 13 and some change. He's not playing one of these 2 back-to-backs. He's clearly better than Giddey. Like, the difference was so alarming. Like, the things that you needed was defense and shooting. Zoe, even though his shooting wasn't there, he only took 3 shots. He was enough of a threat that they had to, like, account for him, number one. Number two, defensively, the agenda was there, people. Paul, Zach LaVine in the game with him. And I think the guy's name is Jalen Green, the center that we got. Very good. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and talk about these Zoe minutes in detail here. Literally, every time the Bulls were down, Zoe comes into the game. He goes out, they have a lead. Then they lose the lead. He comes back in. He gets the lead again. He leads out. They lose the lead. The score was 57-50. When he went out of the second quarter, it was like almost 3 minutes left. It was like 2:58 or something when he went out in the second quarter. I'm going to backtrack. End of the first quarter, it was 29-25. But he had also got them a lead prior to that before they lost that. But I'm not going to, we're just going to hold off on that. This man comes into the game. Of course, Zach LaVine is on fire. He's hitting. But defense, the roaming and the lurking, the IQ enough to get Zach the ball where all he got to do is just take the shot. They were up 50-57 when that man came out the game. By halftime, the score was 59-58. Guess who came into the game? Giddey. Giddey came into the game. And this man was a ballerina out there tonight. I've never seen somebody spin around so much. He looked like a Beyblade. He just kept spinning. He was just spinning in circles. He didn't know left from right. You ever had a controller that break or it's tripping? It's like got a short end or something, and so the character's just spinning around. That's what Giddey did. He's a ballerina. That was his defensive style, ballerina. Spin me around. He did that. Wasted time. Getting crossed up every chance he gets. Just pathetic, man. Like, the value just was not there. Like, Zoe got to play with the starters, man. Coby White, Zach LaVine, Paul, Vooch. He got to play with the starters, and they got the lead. They were winning. Let's talk about this rebounding. If you look at the paper, the Bulls out-rebounded the Pelicans. However, and I didn't go look into like the deep details of this. It wouldn't surprise me if the Pelicans won an offensive rebounding war. It would not. But it don't matter because they won the block war. Like, but the point here is this. This team sucks at rebounding. Like, it's, again, if you want to run, you got to get possessions. You got to end possessions. If you can't rebound the ball effectively, you're not going to win the game. Having one more rebound is basically the same as having the same amount of rebounds. Okay, so then we start talking about blocks. I know they had 5 blocks at least that I remember off top. They may have had more than that, the Pelicans. I know at least 2, maybe 3 were on Giddey alone. I think Kobe had got another, he got blocked another time or two. Look, there's nothing. There's not a saving grace here, people. There's not a saving grace. They turned the ball over so much. They had a string of 7 possessions where they literally just gave them the ball. Bulls, I believe, were 18 of 25 from the free throw line. Pelicans was something like 19 or 21. You might say, oh, they only made one. Okay, fine. They only made one more. But the Bulls took more and missed 6. Let's just look at it like this. If you don't have 5 block shots, which they were pretty much all 2, so let's just say that's 10 points. Because you already lost by 12. So let's just factor in those blocks and factor in, let's just say they don't have to hit all the free throws. Let's just say they hit 3 more. Looking at potentially a different kind of game here. But they had at least 19 and 20 turnovers. So you can't rebound the ball. You can't defend, and you don't take care of the basketball. How are you supposed to win the game? Zoe only got to play 3 minutes in the third quarter. He played 10 in the first half alone. Zoe looked great. In spite of things, he looked great. But you got to pick a struggle, man. Defense, it's not going to be there. It's just not. But it's frustrating to look at this. Shooting. Giddey refused to take anything that wasn't maybe a length a floater. I'm sorry. This is Ben Simmons, but worse. And I'm talking about the best version of Ben Simmons. You don't have to guard him, man. Literally. Let's talk about one last thing, and I'm going to get up out of here. Look, I know we beat up on Vooch a lot, but Stacey King said this, and I agree 1,000% with him. Vooch was open way too many times and wasn't getting the ball. I'm sorry. If you're Giddey and the rest of the team, you got to give Vooch the ball. He was there. He had, there was a couple times, he had someone like Javonte Green. Shout out to Javonte Green, by the way. That real nigga. Shout outs to him. He had Javonte Green on him, and Zach LaVine just straight up denied. He didn't even give a fuck. He was like, I'm taking a 3. He missed it. He got the ball back. He still didn't give him the ball. It's just little shit like that, man. Vooch was very solid on offense. That's about all you're going to get from him. But he had the size and advantage and mismatch. Giddey didn't get him the ball. Kobe didn't get him the ball. Zach didn't get him. Nobody fucking got him the ball. I get it. We beat up on Vooch. He should have got more touches. I agree with Stacey King here. And not just the touches, smart basketball. Okay? It's just fucking smart basketball. You can't talk about, they got to take the next step and go, damn, I'm at 19 minutes. Okay, I guess it's going to be a normal video. You can't talk about, these guys need to take a leap, need to, make the jump. And then we're going out here and we're not passing it to our big man. Pathetic. And I got to give him credit. He was putting the ball in the hole when it mattered. He miffed some stuff, and that's okay. That's Vooch. But I'm sorry. Give the man a ball. Give the fucking man a ball. At least let him try. Because the rest of you guys just... I'm going to be honest. I don't think I could watch this team all season. Like I really don't. Like this was just horrible to watch, dog. Like this was pathetic. I knew it was gonna be bad, but this hurt my soul to actually have to spend my time watching. I could have been asleep because I have to get up at 5 o'clock to go to work. Dude, I'm just gonna leave it here. I'm frustrated watching that game. Like that zone defense. Like I could take getting your ass whooped, but getting into a zone defense and you're professionals and you guys don't know how to fucking run a zone. We could talk about Billy Donovan, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure I get, me and a couple of you guys could go out here and run a zone effectively, more effectively than what I saw with the Bulls. That is pathetic, and they're getting paid millions of dollars and they can't fucking run a zone. My God, they can't fucking run a zone, bro. It is, dude. How do you not know how to run a zone and you're a professional NBA player? All right, man. Y'all have a good one. Oh, the Bulls hurt, dog. Y'all have a good night. Peace.